Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Dzakiyyah Rafifah and today I want to talk about a big problem that happens every day. That is food waste. We often throw away food without thinking. And have you ever bought something just because it was on sale, but then let it sit in your fridge until it's spoiled? Or seen perfectly good fruit thrown away just because it looked a bit imperfect? We've all been there. Today, I'm going to show you how these small habits actually contribute a massive global issue. According to Harvard, food waste occurs along the entire spectrum of production, from the farm to distribution, to the retailers to the consumer. But why does food waste occur? First, the production gap, technical failures, mold, pests, and spoilage. In the world, approximately 14% food is lost between harvest and the retail market. In Indonesia, approximately 40% of food loss occurs during the post-harvest and processing stages. And I added some information from Brazil Journal that Brazil is a top 10 global food waster, losing 30% of its production and dominate this waste stream from fruits and vegetables. And you can see the data of the table. The main customers is supermarket along the years. Then there's market side. We have these problems with excessive cosmetic standards. People reject imperfect looking produce. Because of this, about 24% of the world's available food calories are lost before reaching human consumptions. And this means we're literally throwing away potential energy. And finally, it us, the consumers. We're often caught in the discount trap. Retailers use bulk discount, which make us buy more than we actually need. And consumer confusion over date labels leads to approximately 20% of edible food being discarded prematurely. Lately there's a new trend of social media like food vlogger or mukbang. They order food or more than they actually need, and the food is often ignored or left behind. We're basically treating food like a prop, not a meal. Food waste is very dangerous for the earth. If it were a country, it would be the third biggest polluter in the world. It produces methane gas, which makes the world hotter. According to the UNEP 2024 report, food loss and waste responsible for 8% to 10% of all global greenhouse gas emissions. Landfill crisis. Look at our landfills. In Indonesia, almost 41% of our trash is food. Places like Bantar Gebang are almost full and could collapse by 2028. MBG program risk. Because of logistics and distribution problems, Bappenas estimates that this program could create 1.1 to 1.4 million tons of food waste every year. Sadly, up to 6,300 tons of this food is actually still completely edible. What is the environmental impact? This massive waste will flood our overcapacity landfills and pull forward the 2028 national landfill crisis. It also risks releasing over 200 tons of greenhouse gases into Indonesia's atmosphere. So, if we don't manage this program carefully, it will become a disaster for our environment. Water costs. When you waste 1 kilo of rice, you also waste 2,497 liters of water. That is a lot of water used for nothing. Economic impact. Economically, we lost a lot of money. Indonesia loses around 551 trillion rupiah every year. That is about 5% of our country's total income. The example of food waste. First, MBG makan siang gratis. Food waste in MBG free nutrition meal program can occur when planning and distribution are not handled carefully. For example, if portions are too large or the number of recipients is miscalculated, a significant amount of food may be left uneaten and eventually thrown away. This not only wastes resources but also reduces the effectiveness of the program, which is intended to provide proper nutrition to people in need. 2. Expired food. Expired food is often thrown away even though it is still safe to consume, especially when people misunderstand expiration label. Many food remain edible after the best before date, but they are discarded due to caution or lack of knowledge. This behavior leads to unnecessary financial loss and increases the amount of food waste, which also impacts of the environment. 3. All-you-can-eat restaurants. The restaurant contributes to the food waste because consumers tend to make more food than they can finish. The unlimited concept encourages people to maximize their money's worth, often resulting in excessive portions. When leftover food is not consumed, it is discarded, adding to the growing problem of food waste in the food service industry. And how to reduce food waste? So, the first, shop with a plan. Impulse buying is one of the biggest causes of waste. Plan meals for the week, check what you already have, and stick to a list. Buying only what you need means less food going to unused. 2. Store food properly. A lot of food spoils simply because it's stored incorrectly. Keep fruits, vegetables, dairy, and leftover in the right conditions to extend their life. For example, herbs last longer in water. An airtight container helps preserve dry goods. Use leftovers creatively. Leftovers don't have to be boring. Turn roasted vegetable into soups, use extra rice for stir fry, or repurpose meat into sandwiches or wraps. The role of the Indonesia government in reducing food waste. Education and campaigns. Through public awareness campaigns such as smart shopping initiatives, outreach to farmers or MES, and the integration of food waste reduction materials into school curricula. Partnership and collaboration. The government is partnering with food banks or modern retailers, technology startups, and international institutions such as the FAO or UNEP to build a sustainable food management ecosystem. So the conclusion is government programs alone aren't enough. Real change starts with our own mindset. We need to stop treating food like a prop or as disposable by following what's on our plates. We need to protecting our own future. That is all from me. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.